Hey, everyone. It's Karen Hurd, Living Woman Wise. And like my new studio set, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. It was a dream of mine. And that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. A little bit about what Walter Mitty taught me about the power of dreams and identity. How many of you have seen the movie with Ben Stiller? Um, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. You've seen that one? I love that movie. To me, it's very redemptive. I love how what he recaptures, and I keep watching it because I love it. I love that story as a child, but as a child, when the original was written by a man named James Thurber, that when he wrote that, it was kind of like Walter Mitty was a little bit hapless. And here we get a little bit more of a background about who he is. But think about the lesson he has for us about our dreams and the power of pursuing them. Because you know what? Pursuing your dream is not very comfortable. Now, for joining me tonight and for the next few hours, what I'm doing is this is another book about pursuing dreams. It's by Brendan Bouchard, Life's Golden Ticket. I have one extra copy, and here's what I'm going to do tonight. Um, I love your feedback. When you guys comment below and you tell me what you got out of it, hopefully you got something. It really encourages me. And so what I'd like to do is to everybody who puts a comment, tells me something that they got from this, I'm going to put your name into a drawing and I'm going to get you a copy of Life's Golden Ticket. The subtitle is A Story About Second Chances. This is an allegory. And he tells a story of a guy who gets his golden ticket and his life is falling apart and what's this um, and what he did to recapture his dreams and in effect his identity. So it really segued really, really well with what we're talking about tonight. So to be entered into the drawing, comment below about something that you got from what I'm about to share with you. So hopefully it's going to bring you some value and encourage you because like I said, building a dream. Have you ever had a dream and for whatever reason it got set on a shelf? Now I am edging past my 60th birthday. So I've been around a little bit, and especially when you're a little bit older, dreams go on a shelf sometimes, don't they? And sometimes you feel like you can't get them back, that too much time has passed. Those dreams could have, like Walter Mitty's dreams, been as a result, shelved as a result of something kind of tragic. Sometimes it's just something good happened. A family is being built, there's a move, there's a different opportunity, but you never really lost that dream. And now you're wondering about pursuing it. So, how do you gain the confidence and the belief you need to pursue it? Because the truth about pursuing a dream, while there are skills that need to be developed and resources and connections, the biggest thing, have you noticed this about a dream, is that you need to it's really about what goes on here and what goes on in your heart. It's really more so about oh, what it takes to do it than the physical stuff you actually need. So, um, the first thing you have to know about your dream, no matter how big, how small, and I think a lot of us have dreams. I hope you have a dream that you almost dare not think about it. It's so big. We were meant, I believe very strongly, that we were meant to dream big dreams and do big things, that there's no one that is not capable of a big dream and doing a big thing. Everyone can do it. Not everyone will, for a lot of different reasons, usually what goes on between here and in their hearts, because everybody has the same obstacles: overcoming circumstances, overcoming your own thinking, overcoming lack of resources. I mean, I love reading the stories. Like one of my favorite stories is about Madam C.J. Walker. In fact, I named my business Woman Wise in part because of Madam C.J. Walker. And those of you that don't know her, she was the first Black female millionaire in the United States. Now, she was born just 5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. down in the South, here in Virginia, I believe. And if you were came from freed slaves in Virginia after the Civil War, it wasn't like you had a lot of prospects, right? Families were not always not always tightly knit because they had been just eviscerated a lot of times because of slavery, and so they weren't always the original family unit. So she was abused as a child. Now here's what's interesting. At some point, I think in her teenage years, late teenage years, she developed a product that would straighten hair. Now, we don't want to know what was in that product because it was probably pretty toxic. But here's the obstacles she overcame. All right. In the 19th century, women were not necessarily encouraged to start businesses. So she was the wrong gender. She was the wrong color in the time. She was the wrong educational status. She had no education. She never was educated, right? She was born 5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Oh, and here's the kicker. Her market that she sold her product to had no disposable income because they were the same economic strata that she was, and that was poverty. And yet she pursued her dream to become the first Black female millionaire. She overcame obstacles of gender, obstacles of race, obstacles of education, obstacles of demographics, obstacles in the economy, in an area where people were actually working against her. The system was actively working against her. And she overcame all of that because she had a dream. And by the way, that dream, she created a little bit of the front runner of the direct sales network marketing industry. And she changed the lives of thousands of women and gave them an economic opportunity. Big dream. Persevered despite all kinds of crazy and insane obstacles that would stop most people cold in their tracks. Now, we don't have a fraction of the obstacles she encountered. We've got this crazy thing called an internet, which, while it has its challenges, is the great equalizer, right? We don't really look at people anymore in terms of gender and color and economics. We look at what they have, right? Hopefully, I'm sure there's some people that still do that, but hopefully we're beyond that. And we treat people as equals, right? We treat people as values. Everyone's made in the image of Jesus, of God. All right, so we've got some advantages that she did not. So now we have a responsibility to pursue those dreams, because not only people like her, because of all those people that have gone on before us and laid the groundwork. So here's what you got to do. Don't listen to naysayers, even if they're your family and friends. A lot of times family and friends, because they're so comfortable to you, because they know your flaws and failures, because they're very conscious of their own flaws and failures, sometimes they want to protect you and not, and say, well, here's what you really got to look at. They're trying to be reasonable and protect you from disappointment. But really what they're doing is feeding you their own negativity and their own fears. So you've got to overlook that and not listen to that. And that can be very difficult when it's friends and family. So don't let them put your dreams down, because it's not about absolute truth. It's about perspective. Okay. Your brain, it's very important that you stay positive, because your brain looks for what you tell it. If you are complaining, and I know we've all had bad days, so I'm not talking about the occasional bad day or the occasional time you let a complaint slip out of your mouth. But if you are complaining a lot, you are actually wiring your brain for negativity. It starts looking for reasons why not. That's why working to stay positive is so very, very important. You are actually creating brain connections, neural connections in your brain, and you're telling your brain to look for the good, and it will start looking for opportunity inside the obstacle. All right. So that's why there's a lot of, by the way, a lot of scriptural admonition. That means warning and instruction to look for whatever is good, whatever is true, whatever is positive, whatever is praiseworthy, and to think about those things. All right. Another thing, Keep the picture of what you're working for strongly in your mind. Now, the shape might change a little bit. You know, you think it's going to look this way and it kind of looks a little bit that way, but you're still on track, right? Keep the picture strongly in your mind. It's so important. Surround yourself. Now, this is the opposite. You're going to have some naysayers in your life, especially with their family. You have to say, put a boundary on that. But you're going to need to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you in your dreams and hold you accountable. This is where networking with business owners can be really, really productive. All right. I'm in a couple of networking groups where people are encouraging each other in their dreams. Especially for women, we network differently than guys. No offense, guys, we're just different, right? And so you want people that are going to encourage you and hold you accountable. If you're not making a benchmark you set for yourself, why not? Was there a real obstacle, or did you just kind of pull back and you need to be pushed forward? That accountability network is going to be everything for you. You want people who can think big like you do. It is rare. It is hard to find. And so when you find that network, treasure it and protect it. All right. That's what it means to guard it. Read true stories of others, like the one I just shared about Madam C.J. Walker. Allow them to inspire you as well. Okay. And I love reading stories about, we love in the United States, we love overcomers. We love the underdog who really, overcame. I love those stories. There's a lot of stories of people like that in my company. When my company started back in the 50s and 60s, not only was it a weird idea, nobody took health supplements, people didn't do a lot of the stuff that they do today. And these people built multi-million-dollar businesses. In fact, one of our guys, he's in his 90s, earning in excess of $1 million a year. Started with one product in 1960. Okay, I'm thinking of Colonel Saunders, right? You know about his story, right? He went to, I think, 1,000 restaurants with his fried chicken before somebody took. I mean, same thing with Ray Kroc. I mean, a lot of these guys really overcame stuff, kept their dream in mind. So read about those true stories, because if it happened for them, it can happen for you. Learn from what they did and shorten your own learning curve, right? Remember, if I'm getting something from this, I want to give this away. So drop a comment, right? Tell me what you're getting out of it. And that also helped me to shape what I'm sharing with you, so it's something more that you want to hear, all right? Remember that the obstacles will be there and some will be unexpected. You will probably be blindsided. Being blindsided by an obstacle, and I confess, I've sometimes let that stop me or derail me. I've always come back to my dream, but I shouldn't have let it derail me the way it did. And one of the things I didn't have is I didn't always have those people in my life to sit there and go, you can do this, you've got it, let's go, put that to your side and go. All right. So the obstacles some will be unexpected, but they do not determine your success. The obstacles are not what keep you from your success. Your response to those obstacles will either push you forward, open up new opportunities, or hold you back. Your response, not the obstacle itself. Some disappointments are going to be hard. They are. So give yourself a little bit of time to process, not too much, because you can get yourself into this negative phase, right? So sometimes we have to do it, right? We have to process it, but move on, get back on there. You will learn things. And this is why when you've seen that meme, I've posted it before, about the iceberg, right? You see the tip of the iceberg and the success, but all the stuff underneath. When you are reading these stories of others who've done it, you're going to see that they all had major, major setbacks. What did they do to overcome them? That's what you want to do as well. Allow your perspective to stay open. That open thinking, that open-mindedness doesn't mean you're distracted. You're still focused, but you're open to the possibilities. And last but not least, celebrate all the wins. I used to only celebrate the really, really big wins. It was like I felt guilty if I was, it's like, didn't want to get my gold stars for everything. I wanted to be, mature. And the truth of the matter is, some days showing up when everything makes you want to just crawl under the covers and hide, right? Because it's been hard. Showing up is a victory. It's a victory. showing up. When you show up more than the other guy, you're much more likely to win. You're much more likely to achieve your dream. So celebrate all of your wins. It will be the energy you need to continue going towards that dream, right? That's so dear to your heart. Remember, and just to recap what I said in the beginning, you've been given that dream for a purpose. Every single one of us. I hear, when I help people get started, I hear some of the best dreams. Breaks my heart when people give up on them too early. But I hear some of the best dreams. So we are all meant to be on this planet with a purpose and for impact. Don't want the negative stuff. Don't want the obstacles. Don't let the naysayers take away the impact you were created to have. So thank you for joining me. Remember to drop your comments below. So I really want to give this away. Last thing too, I also have something for you. A lot of times when we're working towards a dream, we'll start on it, we're real excited, and then it doesn't feel right anymore. And that's actually a danger zone when people tend to give up. So I recorded a video, did a little training on what to do in that first danger zone that'll keep you from your dreams. If you want that training, just let me know. Happy to get it to you. A lot of people have told me it's really helped them stay on track, because then they understood what they were feeling and how it was going to negatively impact their dream, and they were able to turn it around and keep going. So I wanted to say that to you too. Keep going. Good night. Thank you for joining me, and God bless. Bye now.